Welcome back, my fellow mobile gamers. My name is NimbleThor, and today in my mobile gaming quest of finding the very best mobile games for you guys, I've got a great game to share with you all. It's a game called Divine Legends, and it's a game that takes a unique twist on the tower defense genre and then delivers that experience to us in a neat, high-quality package, but for some reason, this game just hasn't taken off yet in popularity. So this is exactly the type of game I'm typically looking for. This is what I'm excited about covering because there's a good chance that the vast majority of you guys out there haven't heard of it yet. And I think we might be seeing a bit of a trend here on mobile lately with games like these. I mean, I recently covered Random Dice, which is a multiplayer take on the tower defense genre, and also Arknights, if you guys remember that video, that tried mixing hero collection and gacha gameplay elements with tower defense gameplay. And then today we've got Divine Legends, which takes yet another spin on the genre, and as a longtime fan of tower defense games, I'm just loving this. I played nearly all of the classics, Bloons Tower Defense, Kingdom Rush, Infinitoad, you name it, but it's been years without some proper innovation in this tower defense genre, so you might understand why I am a bit excited when I see a new game coming out that tries to do something a little bit different. So, what is the deal with this game then? Well, let's jump straight into a campaign level, and we'll talk then a bit about the core combat system before we go back and we explore all the other systems and gameplay elements this game has to offer, and there really are a lot of those. So, buckle up guys, hope you're sticking around for the end. This is going to be a great one, and yes, at the very end, of course, as always, we'll also talk about the monetization system of this game and whether or not it ruins the experience of a free-to-play player. But first of all, the combat system. So starting out, we select which heroes we want to take with us into battle. We've got our little squads down here in the bottom right corner of the screen right now, and then we deploy these guys by spending gold, and we of course earn more gold by killing creatures. But the new thing introduced in this game is that we're also taking control over no less than a Greek god, which is essentially our main hero, and by moving this hero around the map like so, let's see, we can select him here and we can choose to, where do we actually want to go? Let's say we choose to go over here first. We basically define the level that the creatures will walk on. And this is freaking awesome. So we're basically creating the level as we go, which is really great. And it opens up an entire new level of creativity and strategy in this game. It's not just about placing units, it's about creating the level as well. And of course, there are also some strategic choices, some strategic locations we definitely want to get to. Like, for example, all of these crates that have more gold in them. So we want to see if we can get to all of those. And I imagine when we get up here, we're probably going to unlock these guys up here as well, if we can get close to them, or at least they're probably going to attack the enemy when the enemy starts storming in. But we can only move so far with our hero at a time though, because that costs stamina, and stamina we recover at the start of every turn. So for now, we just have to deploy some of our units here on the map, and here in the top corner, we can see what sort of units are coming up in the next couple of rounds. So it doesn't look like we have any ranged units, which means I'll just keep deploying these melee guys. They should be able to take care of most of it. Let's also deploy a wizard here. Now, the wizard is interesting because it slows down enemies. So let's deploy one more of those up here. And then these spikes, I take them with me because they deal a lot of damage, especially when there's a large group of enemies. So they're really good at dealing with that. So now all that's left to do is to click start, and wave 1 has been initiated. Now, if you played lots of tower defense games, you know that you can typically speed up time, and we've got a system for that here as well. So if you know what you're doing and it's going a bit too well, you can speed up time. So we're going to do that here in the beginning. I think this should be fairly easy to deal with, but very soon we're going to start seeing some bats. These are flying units, so obviously we need to have something that can deal with flying units. Our wizards can deal with flying units, but we also have another class, this one here, which is a spear throwing class, and they can also deal with them. They cannot attack anything straight in front of them though, so we might want to be a bit careful about where we position these guys. If there was an elevated platform somewhere, we'd be able to place them on those, and then that will give them a larger range, and it will also do so that they can actually attack something that's close to them, but that's only in some levels that we've got something like that, obviously. So for now, I think we just have to deploy them over, let's see, over here maybe. They should be able to deal a good amount of damage if we place them here, and also we've got to keep moving with our guy here because we've got to make this level a bit longer, and we've got to collect some more of those crates as well. So right now, I am not thinking too much about where I actually want this level to go. For now, I'm just focusing on getting as many crates as possible because these crates have lots of gold in them, and it will allow us to level up our guys a lot faster, and we really have to do that right now because the enemies are getting very close. Let's use one of our abilities as well because we actually only have 5 lives, so we have have to be really, really careful here. Okay, it looks like we made it, and we're on to the next round now. So I'm gonna keep deploying a few more of these ranged units, and also we really should start leveling some of these guys up very, very soon. So let's do that right now, spending some of the very large amount of gold that we accumulated, by the way. I should have upgraded these guys way, way earlier. Now let's just place another spear throwing guy over here near the beginning of the level so that he can start dealing some damage a bit earlier so that those units don't survive as long as they did before. And also, once again, we gotta remember to keep moving this guy forward. I think we want to move him up here this time around. Now, how we actually get over here, I'm not even sure. Can we walk maybe through this forest? We're gonna figure that out as soon as we have some more stamina for this guy. I guess for now we can move him over here. It's getting a bit too close for comfort here, honestly. These enemies are starting to get a bit close to our guy, and we have more stamina, but I don't really think we can move our guy anywhere meaningful anymore. So I don't really know what all the fuss was about with these guys up here. We were probably told that in the intro scene to this level, which I very conveniently skipped because I thought it would be the same thing over again. My best guess is that we probably just had to make a decision about whether or not we wanted to engage all the gold over here on the left side, or these units up here in the top or on the right side. It looks like we're not doing too well right now, by the way. We only have 1 HP left, and we're gonna lose that 1 HP right now. There we go. Our guy died. Our main hero died. We were defeated. We earned a bit of silver still, and silver is a very easy to come by resource. So I'm not too excited about earning silver. I was really interested in the units we were gonna get. You guys can see here we were gonna get 12 assassin units if we had won this round. But we are gonna get our sweet, sweet revenge. Just you guys wait and see, because now we can go in here and we can upgrade our units. And we should definitely have done that before, but I kind of waited on purpose until I could record this video to show you guys the upgrading system in this game and make sure we had enough resources for actually upgrading these guys. So it looks like we've upgraded our heroes as much as we can now. It really only requires getting enough of the same type of hero, and then we can level it up, and then having enough silver for buying that upgrade. But there's another type of upgrade we can do though, which is these enhancements of weapons. And to start a new enhancement, we need some iron ingots. We have plenty of iron ingots right now, but these are the ones that you earn from playing higher difficulty levels. And once we've used some of that to buy a new anvil for this weapon, we can then start enhancing it with this sort of randomness element here where we spend silver to get a random stat increase. And we got 110% increase there, so let's try doing one more. Obviously, this gets more and more expensive over time. What are we gonna get here? We got 80%. Was that an 80% defense increase? So now we're up to 23 extra in attack on this guy. That's actually a pretty big increase, and it's an important increase because our warriors were having a really hard time in the level we played before. Our spear throwers actually probably had an even more difficult time though, so let's make sure to upgrade these a bit as well. Wait, was that a 240% increase? I think that's actually the biggest increase you can possibly get in this game. That is so freaking cool. The machine is now overheated and won't work before you reach player level 15. I understand that. I mean, we basically just got the biggest upgrade you can possibly get. That is so great. So now these guys can deal from 46 to 52 in damage. So that is how we upgrade and strengthen our units. But then how do we get enough silver for all of these upgrades? Well, we earn some from playing levels, of course, but the real way to earn silver in this game is back here at the museum, where we earn 730 silver per hour. And by the way, I love the music here. Give this a listen for a few seconds, guys. Anyway, in here we can store up to 6,200 silver automatically, so we earn this even when we're away from the game, and that means that whenever we return, there'll be lots of silver waiting for us. And here in the museum, we can also unlock new statues over time, and the more statues we unlock, the more silver we earn per hour. So for example, this one here earns us 60 silver per hour, and we've actually got a few more here, and these statues we unlock whenever we meet new enemies, or whenever we unlock new units that we can then play as. And this is a great way for this museum to earn some money. Obviously, new statues bring in more tourists, bringing in more money. Now, this museum is pretty neat as it is, but of course, we can also buy some upgrades for it, so we can increase the size of our vault. And you wanna buy this one as often as you can, because this allows you to store more silver when you're away from the game. And as we level up, we'll also be able to increase, for example, the leadership tech, which allows us to take more units into battle. But that's basically what we do here in the museum. So what I like about the museum is that it allows us to progress in this game without playing, but without turning it into an idle game. So I really like that. We've also got a few other game modes, by the way, like the Academy, for example, which you can find right here, the East Point Academy, which has some really great rewards. First of all, we can earn some more silver, but we can also earn this one here, a melee unit chest, which contains 60 melee unit cards. So you want to play this as often as you can, and you can play that 5 times per day. So there's sort of an energy system limiting this this game mode specifically, but that's okay though, because there are many other game modes that you can also play, like for example these daily challenges, of which we've only unlocked some so far, but you guys can see that there really are a lot to unlock. And we also eventually unlock these raids up here, which I think is really cool. I'm really looking forward to that. And these special game modes are a great way to earn everything from more iron ingots to more unit cards. And again, you need the unit cards so that you can level up your units and unlock new units. But entering these modes though do cost a lot of energy, and yes, we do have an energy system in this game, which is probably the thing I dislike the most about this game's monetization system. We can get 60 extra energy for free every 2 hours though, and we also regenerate it automatically over time, of course. I guess there's probably about 1 hour of gameplay per session where you sit down currently if you play the normal campaign missions, and probably a bit less if you play the raids or the daily challenges. Then you might have about 20, maybe 30 minutes of gameplay. So if you're like me and you typically play for 30 minutes or less at a time, then on the bright side, you won't really get hit by this energy system. It's mostly there for those who really go hardcore on the game, and so I'm not loving it. I don't like energy systems, but it doesn't personally ruin the experience either, for me at least. But that's just because of the type of gamer I am, so you might get a different experience, of course. Fortunately, we also do get quite a bit of premium currency for free as we progress in the game. The more stars we earn from completing campaign missions, the more premium currency we get, and it seems like that's something that's going to continue for every new area we enter. So basically, the more we play in that area in the campaign missions, the more premium currency we're going to get. And as a free player, we can then spend that premium currency on, for example, unlocking some new heroes. So let's pause the game mode we're playing right now and leave. This is going to waste basically 30 energy, I guess, but we're going to go unlock some new heroes, so I think it's worth it. Now, I also like to spend some of the premium currency we earn for free so that you guys can see in these videos what you'll be able to get as a free player, mind you. So we have, how much do we have? We have 430 premium currency for free, and we can obtain some more here. So now we have 530, and using that one, we can go in here to the summon screen and we can unlock some of these card chests. And let's see what we're gonna get here. So we got 14 new of the mages. That's really great, and we got some new spikes as well. And we got some new runes as well. Runes is a system that we haven't even fully unlocked in the game just yet, but obviously they'll be used to make our heroes or our units stronger. We can open one more chest, it seems, and this, by the way, is without us even starting to spend any of the premium currency yet, because these were some chests that apparently we'd earned from some quest reward, I guess. Now, here we go though. We can spend 120 premium currency to unlock one of these elite chests, so fingers crossed we're gonna get something great. We didn't get any new units, but we are getting lots of the ones I'm really using, like for example the spikes and the mages, and we're also getting some new runes. Now, there is also, I think, a small chance that we can unlock a new guard in this game mode, so basically a new main hero, and that's basically what we're going for here. I'm gonna keep opening some of these elite chests here until hopefully we'll earn a new guard. That would be so freaking cool. Right now we're using the standard guard, which is the one you start out with. I think his name is Prometheus, right? Yes, Prometheus. But you've also got Odin. I mean, I gotta unlock Odin, right? Freaking called NimbleThor. So Odin I gotta unlock. Zeus would be cool as well. Genie? I guess we're taking some inspiration from Aladdin all of a sudden. Anubis, okay, so Egyptic law, that's interesting. Poseidon, Athena, and there's lots of these cool ones to unlock, and I really just hope that we'll be able to get one from our, I think, is this gonna be our last elite chest? I can't do math. We had 290 and I spent 120. We should be able to do one more, right? Yes, we have enough for one more. This is the last one. Cross your fingers. We did not get any guards, so I'm guessing that the chances of getting a guard from one of these is very low, at least so low that we weren't able to get one here after spending just about 400 premium currency, which is gonna set you back just about $5 to $6 if you had to buy it with real money, of course. So that's basically what you can expect from this game. Now, we did unlock lots of new cards for our existing units though, so that means we can now go in here and upgrade our units to become even stronger, and these upgrades definitely make sense. I mean, don't get me wrong, they add some extra attack to your hero, but you can get so much more additional power by enhancing your weapons instead, which is what we did using some of those iron ingots and silver before, and I'm now doing again with the springs because I forgot to do it with those, and that's a bit of a mistake because you really increase your strength by a lot. I think you can increase it by probably 10%, 20%, maybe even 30% just through this. So that's the good news. Essentially, we don't need the premium currency to unlock more cards for our units before we'll be able to complete the game or continue in the game, because as long as we do these enhancements, the increases are gonna be much larger than the increases we would get from upgrading our heroes. But anyway, I am really enjoying this whole Greek mythology as well, by the way. It's really well executed, and the art style and the music creates a very nice and just a relaxing atmosphere as well. And interestingly, the game is only taking up 237 megabytes gigabyte as well, so these will have to be some really well optimized art assets, and that's really nice because I know some of you guys have very limited space on your phones, so less than a quarter of a gigabyte of data. I don't think you can get much below that these days for a high quality mobile game. Now, interestingly, if you go to the Google Play or the App Store page for this game, you'll see the developers promising that this has a gameplay experience that can be enjoyed both by casual players and that still has enough depth and content for the hardcore players. And I guess to an extent, that's actually very much been my experience so far as well. If you're a casual player, there's an auto system that can be used to help you progress until you've learned the best strategies in the game. You don't unlock it straight from the beginning, but it is a great way to learn how to move around your main hero or at which time it might make sense to start upgrading units versus placing more new units. And then if you're a hardcore player, you will dive into the more challenging game modes like the Academy, the daily challenges, and even the raid system. And you'll probably also want to start min-maxing your heroes if you're a hardcore player, and you can certainly do that, especially I'm thinking here about this weapon enhancement system that we were doing just before. So overall, this game really has a lot of great things going for it. The monetization definitely allows us to pay to progress faster, no doubt about that, but as a game focused entirely on single player content, you know, it doesn't really ruin it for me as we're able to grind our way through pretty much everything. So despite the energy system, which I would love to see removed, I will still give this game a recommendation to any tower defense game out there. I think you're gonna enjoy the game most likely, at least the core gameplay loop, and if you can live with the energy system, then this is a pretty great tower defense mobile game. Let me know what you think about the game though. That was my opinion. You might disagree. I'd love to hear from you if that's the case in the comment section, and then I will now slip right into the mobile gaming news of the day then, which is that Legends of Runeterra, the new card game from the League of Legends developer Riot Games, has now finally gotten a release date. It's coming to both Android and iOS on April 30th, so already this month. And you'll be able to play it cross-platform on PC as well, by the way. It's really great. It's really cool. I think it's going to be a great game. At least cross-play is really cool. So if you haven't joined the hype train yet, now it's the time. I'm really looking forward to seeing if Riot can actually figure out how to make great card games. I do have my doubts. Time will tell. I sure hope that they won't just copy the old games like Hearthstone. I really expect more from them, so I want to see some real innovation here. So hopefully that's what we're gonna get. I will of course cover it as soon as it is out, so if you haven't yet, then be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell to receive those updates when I eventually make some videos on that game. And with that said, I will sign off here for today. Thank you very much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed today's video, and until next time, just keep gaming, stay awesome, and I'll see you guys soon.